This podcast is a proud member of the UUOP network.
This is episode 668 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast for June 24th, 2025. Hello, everybody. I am Michelle, your host for today. Which I'm happy and excited about because you won't listen or you won't hear me for a couple more weeks because I will be in beautiful sunny Greece. I know, so sad. But with me today, I've got Tracy and Lee, no Chris, but that's okay. We'll just keep plugging along.
UUOP is brought to you by the Producers Club. Join today and get bonus episodes, chance to be guest host, be part of our awesome Facebook community, and more. Head over to uUOP.supercast.com to subscribe. Shameless plug.
And with fear of mentioning the Producers Club too much, Tracy and I actually just recorded a bonus episode this weekend of the first day of the media event. We're going to do...
One could say it's an epic show.
So we decided to do we decided to do exclusive episodes on the media event for us to remember.
Yeah,
and we thought that the listeners might be interested in what a media event looks like from the other side. So we've done the first one. It went way longer than I expected to because the first day not that much happened and we apparently talked an hour about it.
So buckle up for the others.
So yeah, if you are interested in hearing the behind the scenes of our media event, like full, go and join the Producer Club.
We may have to split the other ones.
Nah. We've been watching a ton of vlogs to try and see ourselves in the background of them to go, look, we were there.
You have been looking for yourself in the background.
We found ourselves...
That's so cool.
Yeah, we found ourselves in the back of Tim Tracker's video of one day. But... and it's like, that event just completely passed me by. My memory of it at this point is just so... Like, Tracy mentioning stuff, and I'm like, I have no idea that even happened.
We did work.
And it's crazy.
It's like a dream.
Yeah.
I feel sad that I don't really remember it, but...
But you know what? At the same time, that's cool because it was so good.
It was.
Like, it was not just your media event, but like the opening weekend included. So, because that was me, it was the opening weekend. Yeah. And it was such a good experience that it does feel like it was a dream because it was just too perfect. Too good to be true.
It will never... I've said to so many people who have gone to Epic after that first week, you don't know... Like, I've said to Tracy, my expectations are ruined for October now because it will never be... Never be what it was that opening sort of 4 or 5 days. Ever again.
I think what we are learning from this experience is that anytime that Universal puts out some event that 90% of the people are like, oh my God, I would never go to that. It's going to be so crowded. It's going to be a show. But Michelle is the crazy one that wants to go. You should probably just follow along behind me because I'm 2 for 2 now.
Yeah. Premium Scream last year and then the opening of Epic this year.
Although let's not put that out there to too many people because otherwise people go, well, it's not going to be a show. We're all going.
Well, to be fair, from what I've heard about Volcano Bay Night this year, that was the same. The first night we watched, I think it was Jackie Super Enthused vlog from it and it looked fairly empty. And then Jillian, friend of the show, went to the second one and she said the lines were longer than on a normal day.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm like that weatherman. What's his name? The one that always shows up at hurricanes, and when he shows up, then you know she's real. So I'm like that for Universal. If Michelle's going, then it's going to be good.
It will be interesting to see what Premium Scream is like this year. I'm very interested to see how it goes.
Not interested enough to be doing it though.
Well, we're not going then, are we? So
any pointers?
Well, I can't go if I'm not there.
Initially, we weren't going to opening of Epic, but look how that
slightly different.
I have ruined Tracy.
You really have, Michelle. You know what?
Michelle
she was getting
ruined
worse
me.
than I was, and now she's like. We were talking to someone the other. Kelly from Taste of the Universe. We were talking to her last night or the day before, and she's like, and I'm like, oh, because I was saying, Hope was. I was talking to Hope Brigham, and she was like, oh well, don't worry, your October trip will be here, and I was like, I don't want it to be here. This is, what random crap are we talking about?
I'm just wondering myself here,
And she was like, oh, but I don't want it to be here because then it's here and then I'm doing it and then it's done. And Tracy was like, yeah, and then we'll be booking for our next one. And I'm like, where's this money coming from?
That sounds like a Lee problem to me.
Don't question it, Lee. Just go with it.
I look at
okay?
our bank balance and I need to question it.
Is it FIWL?
No. We're losing money or something. I don't know.
We're losing money.
Anyway.
FIWLM.
This is what happens.
Fuck it with Lee Malaby.
This is what happens when Chris isn't here, apparently.
Oh goodness, that's great. All right, well let's get back on track here. Tracy,
Yes.
start us off with some Producers Club birthdays.
I will do. Now, as we've adjusted our recording schedule, we have actually done all of the June birthdays that happened last week, apart from a very important person.
I did forget this one.
You're not supposed to admit that she will kill
She
you.
already knows. I'll message her to say sorry, but then it doesn't matter because you're getting it anyway.
But yeah, when she kills him, I'll video it. I'll do a Facebook Live. On June the 30th, it is the gorgeous Alexa Zavala's birthday. Happy birthday, Alexa!
Happy birthday!
Feliz cumpleaños, Alexa.
We love you!
We love you so much. And I hope you get the biggest cake.
All right, well let's move on to some little things with Seth. Buckle up.
This is Seth Kuberski, co-author of the Unofficial Guides. Sit back and relax because it's been a while and I've got a whole lot of little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort to talk about. We're going to start off in City Walk where, since my last little things, the Super Nintendo World store finally opened up. You can pick up your power-up bands there in advance of your visit to Epic Universe, but better yet, you can use the new Nintendo store as a shortcut all the way through to the Harry Potter section of the Universal Studios store and straight out towards Universal Studios Florida. On the other side of City Walk, Jimmy Buffett's airplane is finally being put back into its old place behind the Lone Palm Bar. We've got some new menu items at Antojitos and Cowfish, including vegan chunk steak. And City Walk's Starbucks is undergoing a refurbishment, so temporarily there'll be a Starbucks set up inside the lobby of the Great Movie Escape. The big little news happening at City Walk is the construction walls around the outside turn of Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket, right near the Hard Rock Cafe, which has blocked off some of the sidewalk. That's related to something we'll be talking about as we go inside the park. But fear not, fans of Roger Waters' The Wall. The section of the Berlin Wall is still accessible if you walk along the side of the Hard Rock Cafe towards the old CBGB's entrance. Okay, we're going to head inside Universal Studios Florida now, where the old on-location photo store has been completely converted into Universal Suites Candy Store, which means that the My Universal Photos location at the It's a Wrap shop at the exit turnstiles is now permanent. The old Studio Suites candy shop is now filled with Universal Studios Florida 35th anniversary retro merchandise. Heading down Hollywood Boulevard, the Brown Derby is closed again, and the discount merchandise that was in there has now moved over to Williams of Hollywood, which is no longer a tribute store. Team members and pass holders can head in there to get up to 60% off. Stop into Schwab's ice cream shop for some specialty menu items and decor celebrating the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. And be sure to hang out around the front of the horror makeup show and keep your eyes open for the Megan 2.0 horde. They come out to do a dance and photo ops about once an hour, promoting the June release of the new film. The Five and Dime store on Hollywood, as well as the All Hallows Boutique over in IOA, are both now selling Halloween Horror Nights preview merchandise featuring Fallout and Jason Universe. Speaking of Halloween Horror Nights, I got to go to the Spooky Empire panel with Mike Aiello, Laura Sauls, and other members of the creative team. The big news from that event was the announcement of the El Artista Haunted House, which is an original house with an all Latinx cast. Here's some little news from that event. While they wouldn't confirm that Five Nights and Freddy's is a house, although John Murdy over in Hollywood seems to say it is, they did promise that the animatronic figures in there will look identical to the ones from the Blumhouse film. And for fans of the Nightmare Fuel show, if it is coming back, it will not be helmed by former director Jason Horn, but don't worry for Jason, he's moving up to bigger and better things. Okay, of course, the big recent news at Universal Studios Florida is that Rip Ride Rockit will finally be closing a little earlier than we expected. August 18th will be its first closure day, which means August 17th is your last chance to ride. And there are some signs on the construction walls near the old Ghostbusters firehouse that imply there might be something Ghostbusters related coming in the future. Of course, it might just be a red herring. There's also a new pet relief station right next to that wall, and I don't suspect that that's a hint about Secret Life of Pets. Over in the San Francisco area, they are celebrating the 50th anniversary of Jaws with some great photo ops and menu items calling back to the old Amity Village quick service. I really enjoyed the fried oysters in the bucket of fried seafood that they're offering. And speaking of food, we've also got new menus over at Finnegan's and Lombard's. I tried Lombard's tuna crudo, which I didn't love, but I really liked their Bang Bang shrimp. Right outside the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, progress is finally being made on the new roof on the old Amity restrooms. Men in Black was looking in rough shape on my last ride with a number of broken animatronics that I hope get repaired soon. E.T. had a brief refurbishment from June 8th through the 13th, but I wrote it afterwards and didn't notice anything improved. In fact, the movement that the E.T. animatronic had gotten back not too long ago already seems to be becoming limited again. But one piece of really good news is that as of June 16th, drones are back in the Cinesational show. I got to be there for their first reappearance, and they definitely add a lot to that production. If you're a Universal Visa card holder, there is a roped off section for you in the back tier. And if you're not a card holder, you can get a great view right next to them just up to a few minutes before the show. I like seeing the show better from the back. It makes it easier to see the whole thing without getting spritzed by the fountains. We're now jumping over to Islands of Adventure, and on your way through the Islands trading store at the front of the park, be sure to say hi to the Kraken sticking out of the barrel. His eye wasn't working on my last walk through, but hopefully that little animated effect will get working again soon. In Marvel's Superhero Island, Doctor Doom's Fearfall is under refurbishment from June 16th through the 20th, and I liked seeing the team members out front with a giant Connect 4 and anti-hero protest signs to kill the time while their attraction was down. Toon Lagoon is actually looking quite a bit better than I've seen it in a while. I took a walk through and all of the water and effects were working, including Betty Boop's swinging leg. When Wimpy's reopened, they revised the menu at Comic Strip Cafe yet again, replacing the Wellington burgers with some barbecue. I got to ride Reign of Kong with the outside section of track reopened for the first time in well over a year. And the extended introduction definitely helps the ride feel more epic. Now I just wish they'd bring back the 3D. Jurassic Park River Adventure is a bit of a mixed bag. The dropping box was finally fixed, but the baby Stegosaurus is still missing in action. If you are excited for the new Jurassic World Rebirth film hitting theaters, you can find merchandise in the River Adventure gift shop and head down towards the entrance of Velocicoaster for a photo op with the Mosasaurus. And on the border between Jurassic Park and Hogsmeade, they finally rebuilt the Raptor Bites snack stand, serving popcorn and Coke Freestyle. Next door in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, I'm sorry to say that Forbidden Journey is in pretty poor condition, especially the brightness of its screens. It is scheduled for a November refurb, and I hope that is enough to swap out all of the projectors because it looks far better in both Hollywood and Japan. The biggest recent Potter news in IOA was the addition of Express to Hagrid's. At the same time, they quietly brought back the single rider line, although that is often not available. I jumped into the Express queue when standby was posted at 105 minutes, and I waited 20 minutes until the Express merge point, and then another 10 minutes to load for a total of 30 minutes, which I think is pretty good, much better than waiting 105. As you exit from the Wizarding World into Lost Continent, if you are overheated, stop into Sinbad. They are using the former stunt show stadium as a cool zone. And also look up and over your shoulder as you pass under the bridge towards Mythos. There is a big photo op of Stormfly advertising the new live-action How to Train Your Dragon film. Speaking of Mythos, they've got some new menu items in there as well. And on a final dining note, the Islands Dining Room over in the Royal Pacific Hotel is closed for refurbishment through August. Last but not least, brace yourself because we are flying over to Epic Universe. I visited this week to check out operations since they have shifted park operating hours, and here is the scoop. While the official hours are from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m., the gates and security were open by 8:05 a.m., and rope drop was by 8:50 a.m. for both guests with early park admission to rush into Super Nintendo and the Dark Universe, as well as anyone to head on into line for the Battle at the Ministry. At the end of the day, while the closing time is officially 9 p.m., most of the rides kept their queues open right up until 10 p.m., with the exception of a few attractions, Minecart Madness, Battle at the Ministry, and Hiccup's Wing Gliders. If a ride has a queue that is over an hour, they will shut it off early. But if the wait is less than an hour, they will let you get in right up until about 10 p.m. If you've pre-registered for a guest assistance pass, you can pick it up at the guest services on the right side, just outside the Kronos portal entry to Celestial Park, or you might be better off going to any of the concierge kiosks, which are located outside each of the world's portals. The ones outside of Ministry or Dark Universe are probably better in the morning than the ones outside Burke and Super Nintendo. I was happy to see more My Universal Photos photographers stationed around Celestial Park and the park in general. I got a great shot of myself in front of the two trains crossing at Stardust Racers. Speaking of Stardust, there are now modified seats on Stardust Racers. If you're a larger person, you might want to ask a team member about those. The singles rider line has also been in operation at Stardust Racers, but it is not very efficient. I waited just 5 or 10 minutes less than the posted standby wait by using singles. If you're feeling thirsty while in Celestial Park, the Oaken Star has dueling guitarists now performing a really entertaining set inside a little stage next to the Plastered Owl bar. And if you order Plastered Owl, you get a souvenir cup that if you bring it back, you can get a little discount on any of the cocktails. Souvenir mugs are also now available at the Celestiki bar in Celestial Park. But bad news if you want to soak up some of that alcohol with pizza. Pizza Moon has taken my favorite vegan offering off of the menu, at least for now. They're also famously not offering to-go boxes. So if you want your pizza, you're going to have to finish it there. And I'm happy to report that after all the pre-opening drama about entertainment in Celestial Park, there's yet another new show on the stage outside. It's a Celestial Trio, and I think the folks involved in this were some of the same folks involved in that very first version that very few people got to see. Going to head on over to Dark Universe, and I was recently very happy to see the finale Dracula animatronic at the end of Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, actually go through what I think is his full range of animation with proper lighting. He's supposed to come out towards your vehicle and then get struck by a beam of light and retract. Bravo to them continuing to tweak that finale. And here's a tip. If you have early park admission, make sure you hit up Curse of the Werewolf. That consistently has a 45-minute or longer wait throughout the day, but I was able to walk on with no wait whatsoever during EPA. The same cannot be said of the attractions inside Super Nintendo World, which gets overwhelmed with guests during early park admission. And that got even worse because Minecart Madness is no longer included in early park admission. It does not start operating till 10 o'clock, even though it had a long line of people waiting for its queue to open as soon as early entry began. Once it finally does open, of course, it does not offer express, and while the singles line might be tempting, I waited a full 40% of the posted standby wait, so it is definitely not quick. Elsewhere around the land, I love the power-up band games, and I was happy to see that the animatronic Koopa, who walks back and forth above the POW key game, where you have to punch the block and make the turtle shell jump in time, is finally working. He was static for a real long time. but sadly, note blocks that need to be punched to form a musical phrase. One of them is not responding, which means you can't currently get that achievement. Over in the Isle of Burke, I've got some news about Hiccup's wing gliders. Unfortunately, they've been having some issues. They've been down to single station operations and only 3 trains on the track, which means the wait time hit 215 minutes on the day when I was there. Hopefully that will get fixed very soon. The good news about wing gliders is that they have added some modified seats in the back row. There's also a modified seat at Dragon Racer. So if you need that, be sure to ask an attendant. And we're going to end this little things over at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Ministry of Magic, where I am going to advocate for using the single rider line and using it as early in the day as possible. Even though the park doesn't officially open till 10 a.m., there were guests sprinting towards the Battle at the Ministry at 8:50. And by the time I got to the attraction at 9:30 a.m., there was already a 3-hour posted standby wait. However, I jumped in the single riders line and was out of the attraction by 10 a.m. Most importantly, the ride shut down with technical difficulties shortly after I got off, which means there were folks who waited an hour and a half or more from rope drop who never got on. You are going to miss large portions of the queue, most notably the Higgledy animatronic, but you still get to see the Metro Flu, the big lobby, and other scenes throughout the queue. If you jump in the single rider line early in the day, it'll probably only stretch to about the bottom of the stairs, which means you're in for a 20 to 30 minute wait. If the single rider queue stretches back past that and fills the hallway, you're looking at about an hour wait, or roughly 40% of whatever the posted standby is. Finally, if you think you're going to beat the system by jumping into the queue right before closing, keep in mind they will close the queue early. For a 9 p.m. close when I was there, it was closed by 8:45 p.m. Of course, it's quite a bit easier to see the other attraction at the Wizarding World. Cirque Arcanu typically starts loading their pre-show about 10 minutes before the posted show time, so make sure you just jump in the queue at least 15 minutes before the posted show time, and you should have no trouble getting in. Okay, that was a whole lot of little things. Thanks so much for bearing with me. As always, I'm Seth Kuberski, and you can find my unofficial guide to Universal Orlando at theunofficialguides.com. And until next time, I'll be keeping an eye on all those little things for you.
All right.
I said it was a long one.
That was an F ton of things.
We say that every time, and I just think it gets longer and longer.
Right. Well, the thing is, it's going to be longer from now on because we've got Epic Universe included in Little Things now.
Yeah, I mean, and everything there is new, so
yeah,
that's practically all Little Things.
I'll go back. So, Rip Ride Rocket closing. I'm devastated. I never got a last ride on it this trip. I left you and Dawn and a guy in Today Cafe. And I'm going to go and jump on single ride. It was like a 50-minute wait. I got there. They'd closed the single rider line off.
Yeah.
Aww.
So I was like, I'm not waiting 50 minutes for it. The idea was just to run on maybe 20 minutes, leave them in there chatting, and then come back. I was like, yeah, no.
Too bad you didn't do it while you had express passes.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think that it was a case of you'd already had the perfect last ride.
Probably.
So that was the Universal stepping in.
Yeah. I think we're starting to see how much the escape room isn't getting used.
Mm-hmm.
That they can afford to put their Starbucks pop-up location in that bar.
Yeah. I have no interest in going to do the escape room, and says something, because I love everything at Universal.
Yeah. However, it does have the best old-fashioned in the entire property, in my opinion.
I think it's testament to the fact that we do this podcast and we want to do everything, and after its initial, I need to go and do it because it's new, I haven't really even thought about it since then, which is sad, but it's just I'm not paying, it'd be $100 or whatever for the two of us to do one of them with a load of randos, or you could potentially get other people who haven't done it. I just don't know.
And understanding that they're not true escape rooms.
No.
Yeah, they're not. It's experiences. It's not escape rooms. Speaking of escape rooms, I'm going to a really cool one in Greece that's supposed to be like the scariest and best one in the world, because I like spooky things. And here's my segue. Let's talk about Spooky Empire and a little bit of HHN news because I'm so excited. I haven't had a chance to watch the videos of everything, but I loved how Seth totally just name dropped during his little things of all the people he got to hang out with. And we'll talk more about this stuff later, but I'm so excited about the stuff that they announced and like the FNAF stuff. Crazy cool.
So Five Nights at Freddy's, I haven't got in the show notes later because it hasn't been announced, but so they said that it's coming to Universal in a whole new way. And I was listening to another podcast who, it was Craig and Paul. I can't remember what the podcast's called. Sorry, guys. And Paul said he heard the coming in an entirely different way is that Universal are working with the Henson Company to make those animatronics.
Okay.
And like, there's nobody who does like puppets and things like that better than them. So that's interesting.
I mean, in a completely different way, it could be that's what's replacing Rip Ride Rocket.
Well, like Seth said, though, didn't he? He said that John Murdy basically let the cat out of the bag and said it's going to be a house. So I don't know why they just don't go ahead and announce it.
Because they don't. Something could be out there and merchandise and sale and everything, and they will still wait until that allotted moment to announce it.
But the biggest thing, Michelle, I was watching, I think it was one of Seth's videos, and someone had asked Mike Aiello, or asked the group, will we ever see Horror Nights in Islands again? And I thought it was a very interesting answer. I don't know whether you happen to see that at all.
I haven't watched any of the videos.
So someone in the crowd asked, will we ever see Horror Nights at Islands again? And Mike Aiello said, I'll take this one. And he said, it's been at Islands like, 3 or 4 years at this point? And someone shouted, it's been 4. He's like, 4, of course. You guys will know better than I did. He said, I'm going to stand on this soapbox right now. Horror Nights is in studios. And I was like, okay, let's read between the lines in that statement. So yes, we're not going to see it in Islands of Adventure, but that was also Mike Aiello answering the question, will we see it in an epic universe? Because what he said was, Horror Nights is in studios. So anyone thinking it's going to epic, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I thought it was a very clever answer.
Yeah. But let that park open and breathe before you even start doing overlays or anything new.
Michelle, you know, I was talking to Tracy about it yesterday. Having been in Epic, and you've probably been behind the scenes a little bit doing your VIP tour, and obviously we have through the media thing, there's nowhere in Epic you could do Halloween Horror Nights.
No, not really, especially knowing now that they are already expanding as well.
Yeah.
So like all of those little spots that we can see in the aerial views that are between the lands, I think have, for the majority, are already claimed.
There's no places to put tents. There's no sound stages. There's nowhere to do it.
And Dark Universe is too compact to do anything there. So
I do hope that they do something in Dark Universe to celebrate the Halloween season. I mean, it screams, please do something.
I don't think they will this year.
But it won't be Halloween Horror Nights. No. I mean, but if they do some separately ticketed event specifically at like after hours at Dark Universe, sold.
It was interesting when we did our group interview with Peter Carcillo, someone asked him, will we see Halloween Horror Nights at Dark Universe, like something Halloween Horror Nights at Dark Universe, and his answer was that's a completely different team to me. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether that was his actual answer or whether he was just shooting it down or what. I don't know. I don't see anything happening there, especially not for the first year.
I wouldn't imagine the first year there'd be anything.
They're already still tweaking things that are in the park right now without adding extra in.
Yeah. We shall see, but we do know that they've got the park set up specifically in a way that they can close off everything and just have one portal open. So, I mean, they have thought it out in advance to be able to do stuff like that. Yeah. It's just a matter of when they plan on starting it.
Yeah, I mean, there's already, Seth didn't mention in here, actually, there's signs on 2 of the buildings up the top end near the Kronos that's something about basically a new restaurant's coming 2026. Can't remember exactly what the wording says, because didn't you say Kayla had done a bit of, wasn't it a Mexican restaurant?
Kayla had seen something, and it looks like it's a Mexican place.
It's crazy that place has only been open a month and we're already talking about new things coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and again, it's not that they
No, they're not
are
adding,
just coming up with these concepts. It was part of the plan to get it open enough that it's a full park.
Exactly.
While they continue building. So it was a smart business plan.
Yeah. Because where that restaurant is, because it's not hidden away, it's ready.
No, yeah.
It just needs fitting out and everything. So to me, that's just a case of we need to up the park with what we've got. We'll just carry on adding stuff. And that's a win-win for everybody because it's then kind of like incremental.
From a marketing point of view, it's a dream because you can go, hey everyone, look at our new park. Yeah, the rides of wait times are high, but the park is amazing. The general consensus of people going is the park is amazing. And then we're going to add this in 6 months' time, or we're going to add a whole new world, that they're going to add all these additions in the next 3 years. In 3 years' time, that park's going to look entirely different. Like from a marketing perspective, brilliant.
Yeah. It just keeps us coming back. Like half the reason why half of us keep going back to the original parks too. There's always something new. Yep. So smart.
Yeah.
But speaking of Epic, there's lots in that park to talk about from Seth's little things. One thing that I found interesting is that they're allowing people to continue to line up until an hour after park close. That's interesting.
It's funny, actually, he mentioned that park closes 9. The actual park hours today were 10 till 10.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes, I noticed. I noticed today that it closes at the official hours are 10 till 10 because I've always found it. I find it strange that it opens at 10.
Yeah.
So early park admission's 9 a.m. and the park opens at 10. That's weird. I wonder what the idea behind that is because your other parks open at 9 and early park admission's 8. I wonder what the reason behind that is.
No idea.
Especially, like you could understand it if they did 10 till 10. I mean, they are, but it hasn't been. It's been 10 till 9 for the longest time. Strange decision.
The longest time. It's been open a month.
Well, all right, you know what I mean. Yeah, I'd noticed that Hiccup's Wing Gliders wait times were exceeding a lot of rides, and now Seth saying that makes a lot of sense.
When he said Wing Gliders had a 215-minute wait, I just think back to our experience there. In my last day at Epic, Audrey and I literally rode Wing Gliders like 10 times in a row because the entire weekend it had a 5-minute wait.
Wow.
Yeah, like I say, we've been very lucky that we got to experience it when it did, but also, like I said, our expectations are kind of shot. So when we come back in October,
your expectations.
I still don't. It's going to be interesting to see once we get out of summer what it's like when it kind of calms down.
I don't think.
But at the same time, because we had such an amazing experience and got to ride all of the things multiple times, I'm gonna be okay.
That's what I said.
I'm not
going into the parks now and not having to ride everything.
My issue is a lot of the things that I want to ride because we haven't ridden them many times. They're the things with the high weights.
But a positive of it means the little bits we go, do you know what? We didn't actually see that. We didn't see that. It means that
absolutely.
We're going to get to see and loiter and appreciate those little things more.
I'm looking forward to loitering for sure.
Especially with a nice cold brew in my hand.
I just want to hang out in Celestial Park more because we didn't. You see it because you're passing through it. And I don't want it to be that. I want it to be somewhere where, like the stage where there's a show going on, just grab a drink, grab an ice cream, grab a snack, grab whatever, just sit and watch that for half an hour. And I think the problem was those, especially the first 2 days, but even opening day and the second day we went, you were still trying to see everything. And sometimes trying to see everything means you end up seeing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the wait times were so low that all we could think of was ride.
Yeah, because we knew that opportunity would soon be gone.
Yeah. Larger seats available in Stardust Racers.
That's good.
That's good news for a lot of people.
It seems weird that they've took this long to add in modified seats to things. Because the park's been open for 2 months now?
That could be from the manufacturer. That could be something they've been waiting to arrive.
Yeah, a delay for sure.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
It's interesting to see, like, that we got to experience it opening day, and then to see those incremental changes that are happening, like Horror Nights, Michelle, to put it into a language you'll understand. Everyone always says that Horror Nights starts off what it is, and then by the end it's a completely different event because they'll swap actors
Yeah,
or
it adapts and
jump scares or whatever it is. And I think this is very much that we got to see it opening day, and it's going to be interesting to see over the next 6 months or a year what incremental changes, and like Seth said, in little things, we're already starting to see these little tweaks and changes, and it's cool because when we go back, there's something new, something different to see, and that's, it keeps it as fresh as it can be. Like, I'm so excited to go back right now. Like, we have literally, put it this way, Tracy's more excited to go back than I am, and that's, know that's not usually the case.
For the first time in years, I am excited. And it's just because it's just like, it's just going home, isn't it? It's it doesn't, that sounds awful to say it's nothing special, because it is, but it's not new. It's just familiar and it's comfortable. Whereas with this,
it's exciting.
But it's got me excited for all of the parks, not just Epic, for all of the parks.
Jillian asked me while we were over there, she's like, how did it feel going back to the OG parks after being at Epic for 3 days? And I'm like, do you know what? Being at Epic felt like being on vacation, and going back to Studios and Islands felt like going home.
Yeah,
it did. That's very true. Yeah,
it was comfortable, and it's like put your slippers on and kick back in your comfort. But yeah, I love all of it. It's just, and we know what's coming down the line. Jesus,
is he?
Yep.
I mean, he might be. It's interesting.
I'm excited. According to all the Christians in the world, yes, that is what's happening. I'm excited to go on Monsters again. That is oh my God, it was such an amazing ride. And knowing that there is an update that I have not seen, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, because I don't think we saw that, because that Dracula animatronic, you saw the light, but there was no movement. It didn't pop out and come back in. So we still haven't seen that full attraction, and it was mind-blowing as it was.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, but that is going to make more sense, because I kind of knew that was what was happening once I turned away from Dracula and saw what Victoria was doing. I was like, oh, okay. But like the actual effect of the light, like the light beam striking him, and
it was kind of off.
It was. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, there's just so much. What I'm looking forward to now is, now Epic's open, and I know they're still making incremental changes, and there's still these expansions in speech marks, but it's looking to see what things they're going to do in Studios and Islands now. I'm hoping that now hopefully the money's rolling in through Epic, that they can start to do those little TLC things, because Seth said in like Men in Black look rough. I don't look at the screens in Forbidden Journey anymore because they make me sick, but they've been rough for a long time, and it's things like that.
They affect me, so they must be bad.
I would like to see them start to update a little bit. Not that those parks look tired. I just want them. I've said this for a long time.
You want them to remain at the top of the game.
Yeah, to not. I don't want there to be a noticeable drop between Epic and those two parks.
Yeah.
I wish that there were a way that they could refurbish it and make it similar to the technology that is used in Monsters, because Monsters, Monsters does have screens, but it doesn't feel like screens.
No, they are used so well.
Used.
Yeah, they're an enhancement rather than the main thing.
And I think that's for the longest. That was the problem, wasn't it? The Universal went, oh, screens, we can use them everywhere. It's brilliant, and they put everything in there.
But it was overkill.
And they certainly heard that from guest feedback, and they've completely gone away from it now. Like, what I love is there's no 3D attractions in that park. Not because you don't need it. Monsters is the perfect example. That, because I think when we talked about it last week, there's that Musion effect in front with a screen in behind, gives it that depth, and you do not need screens in there. It's so good.
See, what I'm like, and we saw it in Ministry as well, is the fact that they're we're moving from screens but back to animatronics, because they do animatronics.
Yes.
Oh, the combination. And I was going to say, because the animatronics are, God,
I mean, those Potter ones are a bit
that
ropey. We'll
is
talk about
just
more next week.
Oh no, I love the Rumpet.
A rumpant,
whatever. I love it anyway. But yeah, and combining these mind-blowing animatronics with a background screen.
The screen should only be there to do stuff that they can't do physically.
Yeah.
And I think they've learned that. If you look at a lot of stuff that went into Universal Beijing and some of the stuff in Japan, they were the ones that started to sort of realize that's what it needed to be. And Epic is testament to that 100%.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll see in a couple of years the longevity of those animatronics, and hopefully they are able to withstand
that's the problem,
the amount of use that they're sustaining. But we shall see.
That's the big. That's what it comes down to. Animatronics can be as good as you want them to be, but if your maintenance isn't up to scratch, then it could potentially look a very sad park in a few years' time. But I'd like to think that
no, they're on it.
Yeah,
I have
faith.
faith.
I think so.
I'm sure they spent a lot of money on those animatronics in Dark Universe, so hopefully they got the right people maintaining them.
I mean, even some of the random ones, like the ones in like Hiccup's Wing Gliders, they're not super articulate animatronics, but they're cool. The Hiccup and the Toothless and like the eggs. What are the eggs? Spoilers.
Gronkles.
Is that what they are? The Gronkle egg section. Is that with the rollback? So. Is that spoilers?
Yeah. It might not be. Yeah. I thought they were Gronkles, but it might be wrong.
They're
little flying potatoes.
They're nothing special, but they're cool, you know?
Look, that's the point that made me tear up. Okay? Now you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so cute. All right. Do you have any more little things to talk about, or can we move on?
I could probably talk about all of it. There's so much in there that we haven't touched on, but I think we're probably ready to move on.
Yeah.
I wish to go to Liverpool.
Come on, jump.
Where can our vacation wizards take you? Just tap the port key at portkeyvacations.com and let the magic begin. Let's jump right in and hear a Which Stick Gets Your Lick from our favorite Jillian.
I've been given the impossible task to keep this family friendly. So why is the segment name so rich with double entendre? We all know what you're trying to say with the segment name that you picked. I'm not even gonna go there, so which stick gets your lick?
Which stick gets your lick? Oh, hell yeah. Lick it, baby.
Do it now, lick it good. Lick that stick just like you should. Right now, lick it good. Lick that stick just like you should. My neck, my back, lick my freeze pop just like that. Hey everybody out there, it's your girl Jill. I don't know if you can hear all the screaming, but this is a Horror Nights edition of Which Stick Gets Your Lick, and I'm about to tell you which stick gets my lick. So I've tried 3, I think maybe 4, but I can't remember the 4th because my husband had it. I've had the blue banana, the Minion, I've had the cookies and cream, and I've had the blueberry lemonade. Starting with the Minion, I enjoyed the blueberry flavor, not too artificial, and I appreciated that. I'll give that one a 4 out of 5. I'd lick it. Yeah, I'd lick it. The blueberry lemonade, I do not understand everybody's reviews. I hated it. The texture, not the taste. It was gritty. It was like licking coarse grit sandpaper. The texture I did not like at all. The flavor was fine. I'd give that one a 2 out of 4. That's or 2 out of 5, excuse me. And then the last one was the cookies and cream. I just stole that from my 5-year-old. And I liked that one much better.
Poor Noah.
So I guess the take home here is that I prefer a cream-based. The blueberry lemonade, I almost had to spit that one out. I almost couldn't swallow it. I give the cookies and cream another 4 out of 5, maybe a 4.5 out of 5. That's it for tonight. Happy Horror Nights to everybody who participates. So you'll probably hear this at Christmas. And to everyone else, suck it. All right, bye.
Guess what? You don't even have to wait until Christmas. You're going to have to wait till nearly next Horror Nights to hear it. So I didn't even know she'd sent it. She'd sent it in Facebook Messenger to me. And so she messaged me about a month ago going, are you not going to play my witch stick? And I'm like, what are you talking about? You haven't sent me one. And she went, yeah, it's here. And I'm like, I don't use them when you send me a messenger. You're supposed to send them by an email, woman. Wow.
That was hilarious, Jillian.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That was
bravo.
brilliant. Okay, that was great, Jillian. Although I don't know if many people can top that one, we would still love to hear you on the podcast. So to be part of this segment, here's what you have to do.
You just head over, like Jillian did, over to Freeze Ray Pops in Minion Land at Universal Studios Florida and sample as many of the popsicles as you can stomach or afford.
Mm-hmm. And once you've sampled them, record yourself rating each one on a scale of 1 to 5. 1 being,
Oh, hell no.
and 5 being,
Oh, hell yeah.
and send those recordings to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. In rhyme if you can. Try and top Jillian.
And for the most authentic review, record your thoughts while you're still in the park. And you might hear them nearly a year after you recorded it.
Not if you send them through the proper channels.
Yes, that's true.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Well, as Jillian alluded to in her, unknowingly, in her popsicle review, we are going to now discuss Halloween Horror Nights because Jillian thinks that's where we are standing right now. I wish. Very soon, though. So let's touch on some of the bigger news we've missed since the last news show. And boy, has the news just been coming and coming and coming.
Yeah.
Q. That's what she said. We have had four Halloween Horror Nights house announcements so far.
And
That's
I guess
crazy.
we're getting one every day this week by the looks of it as well, I'm expecting.
Appear to be that way.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so based on the award-winning global video game franchise from Bethesda Game Studios, Fallout was a critically acclaimed hit with audiences worldwide when it debuted on Prime Video in 2024. So this terrifying haunted house, I hope it is terrifying, I'd like that. Fans will encounter iconic scenes and characters that will put them into the frightening action of the popular series. The journey begins beneath the surface in Vault 33, obviously, where guests follow Vault Dweller Lucy McLean as she escapes a bloody massacre, only to discover an evil hidden secret. Shock horror. From there, visitors venture to the surface, where they must dodge attacks from scavengers and raiders, desperate survivors who will do anything to remain alive, as well as mutated cockroaches known as rad roaches.
I don't know when that's supposed to be
RAD.
roaches, because it's radiation, isn't it? So I don't know. I'm literally watching it at the moment as well, so I should know.
Yeah. As guests travel through the hellish wasteland, they will go through iconic locations like the Super Duper Mart and encounter the Ghoul, an ageless bounty hunter who has endured radiation exposure for centuries. Additionally, they will come face to face with a young squire named Maximus and gaze in awe at his T-60 armour. With the frightful terrors at every turn of the eerily authentic haunted house, fans will question if they can ever escape the horrors of the wasteland.
Now, I know you haven't watched this yet, Michelle, have you?
I started it.
Okay.
I don't know if I've even finished the first episode. It's a little campy, which isn't my favorite, but I need to finish it.
It is.
I think it lends
like
itself.
we watched it when it came out. I'm 3 episodes in doing a rewatch at the moment. Tracy wasn't bothered about watching it again.
It's funny though, because now I'm going, maybe.
So I'm watching it again at work. So I've literally watched 3 episodes today. I can see location. See, when I think about Halloween Horror Nights now, when an IP, I'm thinking about locations rather than the horror of it. So I'm like, okay, we've got the vault, we've got the wastelands. Potentially, we're going to have, spoilers if anyone hasn't watched it, that big pondy thing, the town in there. So I can see locations. So from a location standpoint, I think there's many different locations. I think it'll work really well. The armor is awesome. I can't wait to see that. The Ghoul is brilliant. I love Walton Goggins. So this has the potential to be a very good house.
If we cannot buy cans of Nuka-Cola, I'm going to be very upset.
Is that what it is? Nuka? Or is it just Nuke? Is
Nuka,
it?
yeah.
Are you sure?
That's
N-U-K,
great.
yeah, I remember from the game.
I mean, I think it's going to be a cool house. I like campy houses. I just have a hard time getting through campy horror movies or campy horror TV series. So
and that's it. It's not really a horror TV series. It's more sci-fi. I would call it more sci-fi.
Yeah,
thriller.
yeah.
I've said I think this is going to be the camp house, the slightly comedic house, because we always have one or two of them. But visually, it's going to look great.
I'm looking forward to it. But IP houses are always, you never know what you're going to get. And they're generally the ones that disappoint the most because you have expectations of them. Look at me with The Last of Us. So hyped, and I was like, eh.
But do you think people are going to have huge expectations of this, knowing that it's supposed to be kind of funny?
Yes. I know
Really?
if people are fans. I already know Brian and Laura from Universal Family that whole family are huge Fallout fans. So they weren't going to Horror Nights this year. Now that this is there, I think they're changing their mind and they're going to go in with massive expectations. Like probably the similar expectations that I had walking into The Last of Us for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
I mean, I did get a big grin on my face when I found out this was coming. And I was like, yeah, this is going to...
The merch could be pretty cool as well, because that iconic, like the guy with his stuff is pretty cool. I wouldn't mind a t-shirt with that on, actually.
I want to be able to buy the boiler suit.
Well, yeah, the actual Vault Dweller.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. For 45 years, Jason has tormented audiences worldwide and is considered one of the most notorious villains in cinematic history. This fall, the twisted creative minds behind Halloween Horror Nights pay homage to the machete-wielding slasher in a horrifying haunted house that reawakens the legend to terrify old and new fans alike. Jason Universe, with a 3 in there, just to be cool, will take Halloween Horror Nights guests on a vengeance tour throughout the summer camp to see where it all began, from the creaking floorboards of Jason's ramshackle cabin to the decaying main lodge and the eerie forest that offers no refuge for his victims. Around every corner, fans will be inundated with infamous killer moments from Jason's heinous homicidal career as he taunts and stalks his victims who learn too late that the legend is real. Now, so we've seen Freddy vs. Jason twice. I've seen 1, 2, 3, and 4 a very long time ago. So Tracy and I got hold of all 12 of these.
Yay!
And we started, 12. If you want to do full research, there are 12 Jason films. We are currently 2 in.
And we've taken a break.
Because
oh my goodness,
they're not good.
I understand.
And I love that old
I understand
school.
they're cult classics.
Yeah.
Jason was never my favourite. I'm a Halloween girl, always have been.
Yes.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I did watch the first one, and at one point I was like, the acting is so bad in this.
Terrible.
I don't know whether I can get through it. And it was okay. I was like, okay, I can kind of...
Spoilers, Michelle hasn't watched it yet.
No. And then something happened, and it was like, oh my God, the hammy acting here is ridiculous. But the hammy acting transferred to a Horror Nights house would be amazing.
Yeah.
I know Kenneth kind of alluded without spoiling that it's not even Jason in the first movie. I won't say who it is, Michelle, to spoil it for you. But
I know. I was like, what? This is crazy. So for those who have not listened to the latest episode of Rush of Fear, we did just talk about this. And I believe she released it, what is today? So last week.
Yeah.
As of recording. So I have not watched any of these movies. I mean, I know I've seen clips here and there, but I have not seen any of them. So good God, 12. I've got a lot.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of research to do.
What makes me laugh is there's Friday the 13th, 1, 2, 3, and I think 4, and then Friday the 13th part 5 is titled The Final Chapter. And like, spoilers, it's not.
Right.
So watching it for the first time in many years, if you've seen Scream, which most people have,
then you should know who the first killer is, really, because it's tough.
Well, no, but also if you've seen Scream, though, it's like, that's where that line comes from. Oh, that's where that rule comes from. And it's just... Yeah.
But if you've seen Scream a number of times, Michelle, you should know who the killer is in the first Friday the 13th, because it's one of the questions that he asks her on the phone at the beginning.
Anyway,
I haven't seen them a lot. The Scream movies, I've only seen each of them one time.
Really? So. Oh my God, I was obsessed with Scream when it came out. Obsessed.
No, remember, I'm new. I'm fairly new to the horror world. So
I did give you a Google Doc about 2 years ago of every horror movie that you should be watching.
I know. There's a lot.
Oh, I know. And there's more and more and more. Yeah. This feels like it's going to be, whether you like the Friday the 13th films or not, you appreciate Jason as a character. And I think that's what it's going to be. It's not going to be the movie. It's just going to be a Jason house, which is what they've called it, Jason Universe.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a ton of 6'2" guys scaring the crap out of you.
But Jason is like Michael Myers.
I think you're Mike Yellow.
No, it's like Michael Myers. It's that slow, lumbering, never stopping pursuit. That's what's terrifying about him.
They just don't make as much sense as the Halloween films. Apparently what we talked about is explained later on.
Oh, what, in film 12?
9, I think.
9?
Anyway.
I'm excited to see the Jason that's in space. I just learned of this
I think that's
from
10.
our recording,
Yeah.
and I'm going to really enjoy that one.
I think that's Jason X, it's called.
That's crazy.
So Fast and Furious wasn't the first one to do Fast X, like to do it X.
Okay.
So Jason's
Yeah, I've never
10.
seen that
like
one.
we watched Socks.
I've only ever seen the first 4, and I was probably about 16 when I watched
I think we
them.
say 6
No,
because
I
that
was-
wouldn't have surprised me
I
because
was
you did
very,
start early.
very young.
Wow.
Anyway,
Well, I'm excited. This is as Tracy said, it's a cult classic.
Yes.
Yeah.
People are going to either love it or hate it, you
Mhm.
know, and those who love it are hopefully going to be happy.
it wouldn't
Yeah.
be Horror Nights without one of the classic slashes in there.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I absolutely agree.
Yep. So cool announcement. That was a good one. And the fact that they announced this on Friday the 13th.
Yes.
But also, as
Fabulous.
Kenneth mentioned, on Jason's birthday as well.
Yes.
June 13th
Crazy.
is Jason Voorhees' birthday. I thought that was cool.
So good. So awesome. All right. Let's move on to our next announcement. I have not had time to, again, watch the Spooky Empire videos or delve into this. So we're going to learn about this one together. El Artista, a Spanish haunting. In 19th century Spain, a tortured artist moves into an isolated country manor for inspiration, but the art comes alive and possesses him.
This sounds really good. I'm trying not to think back to, I know we didn't do it, but we watched the walkthroughs of Black Museum, a Dark Museum, whatever the one was, the Rotting Stone thing from last year, which looked terrible. This kind of speaks that, but I know through the tweets and stuff that came out of Spooky Empire, so it's very inspired apparently by Antonio Gaudi, which Tracy, I know you're a big fan of. Antoni Gaudi, whatever. And apparently this house, Michelle, I don't know whether you've seen this, is apparently the inspiration for the whole event.
Yeah, called the not the sanctuary. The conservatory.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's all going to be like Gothic. If you look at the initial merch that came out with that sort of stained glass window, which I really like actually, apparently that's going to be the theme for the whole event, that conservatory sort of 19th century.
I like it.
Spanish. I love it. Yeah. It looks really good. And it's funny because I saw something else today that I think there's an icon from, I think Japan or Singapore, that's rumoured to be coming over to Orlando for the first time, called the Killustrator. Which going off a Spanish artist kind of makes sense as well. So that could be interesting. But that's just rumor. I just saw that today.
I mean, this concept of the El Artista Spanish haunting sounds very cool. But like you said, going back to the museum, what was the damn house called? Deadly Exhibits.
Yes.
I had such high hopes for that. As everybody probably remembers, it was fairly high up on my hype list because I thought that like actual items, artifacts, things in the museum were going to come to life, but that's not what it was. So again, my head goes straight to, it says the art comes alive. So I want to see like people that were in the paintings, like come out of the paintings and scare me. And I want to take that literally, but knowing what they did with Deadly Exhibit worries me.
So what I will say that tempers my expectations for this is looking at the latest Horror Nights Nightmare spec map. This is the house located in the queue that's located in front of the Hollywood stage at Riptide Rocket. That's a big sound stage.
Oh, that is big.
So I think this is one that they're banking on a lot this year.
Okay, cool.
So that makes me more excited.
I love the thought. I hope it reaches my expectations.
We shall see.
I've liked all of the houses where they've gone into like Hispanic and now Spanish, and they're all, because the lore from both of those peoples is so rich and so many stories in there.
Well, Chupacabra was one of our favorites, wasn't it?
And the fact that now it's like we're spreading into 19th century Europe law, like European law. Oh, the next few years, if this is what we're doing, the next few years are going to be very exciting.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, that's obviously Ramon Parador's influence coming in there for definite, which is awesome. And then we got an announcement today, which I am super excited for. And as of right
That's
now,
amazing. That never happens.
No.
Like, it always is just always the day after.
well, there is probably going to be one the day after and the day after and the day after, because Horror Nights tweeted out, is anyone ready for a spooky week? So we were like, all right, they're going to give us an announcement every day this week.
All right. Well, we'll have to stay tuned to Rush of Fear then for those.
So
Absolutely.
this is the one that's top of my hype list right now.
Oh.
And that is Hatchet and Chain's Demon Bounty Hunters. In this old west town, all hell is breaking loose. Red-hot lava demons are trying to possess everyone, melting everything in their path. Campy as hell, but demon bounty hunters in an old west town, hell yes.
It just sounds like a romp, doesn't it?
Like, we did Ghost Town, the original Ghost Town, back in 2004, and it was awesome.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was a good house.
Yeah.
So this, yes.
And you
Yes.
showed me some of the
artwork for
the
it
artwork.
just really gets me excited.
It looks like a 90s graphics from video games.
I'm so
Love
excited
it.
for this one.
Yeah.
I don't want another campy house, though. I hope it's like actually scary.
This one kind of makes me feel, it gives me vibes of Triplets of Terror from last year, which after doing the walkthroughs ended up quite high on my list. I like that. Obviously didn't get to go through it. We just watched walkthroughs, but from the walkthroughs that went up my list.
It was terrible.
It looked, see, I loved that type of house though.
But it was all just static figures.
Oh, I mean,
That's true, yeah.
Anyway.
It was way too many static figures. So it wasn't that great. But what is the other Wild West house that they did? Probably my second year, so 2015 or 2016.
2016 was your second year, wasn't it? The
so what
sequel
was
to Ghost Town. They did.
Oh yes,
Lightning
they did a sequel.
Gulch.
Yes,
Lightning Gulch.
Yeah.
Wasn't that it?
Yeah.
Okay, that was what
the
was in my head,
sequel
but I was like, that doesn't sound right.
That was the sequel to the one in 2004, and I was gutted we didn't get to do that house.
It was really, really good. Like, I really liked that house. That was cool. And again, that was my baby years when everything was scary, but I don't remember it being campy or funny in any way.
Yeah.
I just like all the things to be scary. That's all.
I mean, I would like something to be scary, but that's nothing.
yes.
It's nothing on Halloween Horror Night. That's more on us.
That's very true. Yes.
But yeah, from the 4 plus the kind of one at the moment, nothing.
Strong start.
Nothing that's like yes, but solid right now. Honestly, there is one rumored that I think when it gets announced out, that one I'll be like hell yes. And sorry to put this again, Michelle, but it is going to be a campy house, but it's going to be a gory campy house.
What is that?
Terrifier is apparently.
Better be. Oh
pretty
my
much
God.
nailed on for this year, and it is campy as hell because it's
that's my favourite new horror.
proper 1980s like schlock for no reason. But oh my God,
It's seriously, it just wormed its way into my dark little heart, and I love. Oh my God,
I gotta watch that too.
they are
so good.
very, very gory.
Very, and to the point where
Love
it's
it.
like, holy shit, that was amazing. You applaud.
There's one specific scene, I think it's in the first one, where if that's not in the house, I will be very disappointed.
I need to watch them now.
All I will say is legs akimbo. And anyone who's seen those films will know exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh my God, I have so much to watch.
You do.
I need to download these on my iPad so I
Yes.
can watch them on my long plane rides to
Even if
Greece.
Terrifier doesn't end up being announced, you should watch them anyway.
Yes.
The amount of scary movies I have watched on flights is unreal, and I'm sure that I entertain the people around me because
Oh, I'm sure.
I jump and scream out loud, and I have my headphones on, so nobody around me knows what the hell's going on. It's great.
Love it.
Awesome.
All right. So let's go on to some other announcements. Recently, Universal announced that Volcano Bay will be going down for a seasonal closure next year from October 26th, 2026, with a planned reopening on or before March 24th, 2027. They have also told us that Tapu Tapu will be retired as of October 1st this year.
It's interesting because I think initially people were reading that closure as it was going to be a yearly thing that they were going to close down. And when I actually started researching it to put it in, because I knew it was something we wanted to talk about briefly on here, because I expected Chris to be the big Volcano Bay fan, that it's not. It's just for next year as far as I can see.
That's a 6-month closure.
But closing for the winter season. Is that what they mean by seasonal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but also that's going to give them, because when has that place gone down for like
Exactly.
for a good scrubbing and everything?
hasn't.
So yeah, they're going to get. Although I am disappointed, it could have been March 27th that they reopened, just to keep that pattern going.
Oh, yeah. But I think when this initially came out, I think people were reporting it as it was going to be going seasonal for the future.
Yes.
Like every year it was going to go down. And that's for at least from what I could find, that's not the case.
But who knows if this works that way? That it could do.
It closes.
Because it's only the Brits that use it in the winter months.
It closes a lot over those of winter months because of cold weather anyway. So I wonder what the break-even point is of like October to March anyway.
Yeah, it would seem like they would probably lose money during those months.
I would probably think so.
And if it means that they can, like say, give it all a good scrub, and
it's not a bad thing. Because it's interesting again. I can't remember who we were talking to. So it was initially planned that was getting an expansion within the first couple of years. We know where the plot was for it, and that never happened. So I don't know whether it hasn't been as popular as they wanted it to be.
Who knows?
Interesting.
Well, they do.
I think it's plenty big, but then again, I'm not a huge water park person, so.
No. Right. So on April 9th, it was confirmed that Universal purchased land in Bedford, UK, which is here, and are planning to build a 700-acre theme park and resort complex, and the planned opening date is 2031.
Interesting.
How do you guys feel about that?
Well, we'll be going.
I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? We're going to talk about this a lot more. There's going to be a lot more talk about this park in the coming months. Let's just leave it at that right now. But I don't know. It's an interesting conversation because they're going to have to walk a very interesting line with this park because I was talking to some guys at work about it the other day. The tourist market from Europe and specifically the UK to Orlando is massive.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to build a Universal park that is going to encourage people from the UK and Europe to go to it, but also not cannibalize that market that's going to Orlando. And that, for me, is a very hard line to walk.
Well, they do have the weather. I mean, we have weather.
No, but it's still a park thing. You're like, if it doesn't have... Like, people go to Orlando because it's got Hagrid's, because it's got Velocicoaster or whatever. It's going to be interesting to see what they put in there. I mean, there's concept art out there already. There's rumours of lands that people have sort of looked at and gone, that looks like Back to the Future.
And if the projected park maps that we're seeing are... say they were correct, it actually looks like a very well-rounded park.
Yeah.
So does it look like they're going to duplicate anything that's in US?
So from what we've seen, they are duplicating nothing.
Yeah.
Well, then there you go. Then it's not a competition.
Exactly.
Yes, but it's also got... It's all right saying they're not duplicating anything, but the stuff they're putting in there, is it stuff people want to go and see? That's the problem. And it's interesting. It's interesting. We will do an episode at some point, or maybe... anyway.
That's not my concern, though. My concern is British weather and a theme park, and I've no doubt that they will plan for this theme park to be 364 days
Jesse,
of the year.
You've been to Japan. Their weather's worse than ours at the worst of its time.
And there's a lot of stuff covered up.
Exactly.
And that's, but it's whether they do that.
They will. They're not stupid.
They've
They've built parks with worse climates in places with worse climates than the UK at this point. Beijing and Japan, I'm looking at you. I think they know what they're doing.
But
it's going to be interesting.
I know, but I think it could be a tough sell on the British public.
But it's
to
not
get them
just
to go
British,
to a year-round.
It's not just England. That's the thing. You're going to look at Europe as well.
But the majority of visitors are probably going to be the British public.
It's interesting as well.
It's
a very strange place for them to want to build a theme park.
It's going to be an interesting few years watching this.
Yeah.
How popular is it for British people to go over to Disneyland Paris?
Yeah.
Quite.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would think it'd be reciprocal, other nearby countries in
but then in Europe. To be fair, Paris doesn't have the weather either.
No, but the parks in Germany are popular.
Europa Park is somewhere I am desperate to get to.
Efteling as well, yeah.
But then there's like
Fantasyland. We do have a lot of parks.
Portaventura over in Spain that was owned by Universal for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was rumours of them buying that back before this happened. But it's going to be interesting, is all I will say. I'm very much looking forward to getting some actual solid confirmation of what IPs they're going to be using.
How many parks have I not been to?
Hundreds.
No, I mean Universal Parks. Beijing.
Hollywood. Singapore.
3. And then I need to start...
Texas.
Texas isn't open yet.
Well, neither's the one over here.
That's why I didn't really mention it. Okay. You better get saved up for that travelling.
You better get a job.
Oh, you keep threatening me with that.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what it ends up entailing. But from some of the stuff that we've heard that's rumoured, very interesting.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Definitely exciting.
Yeah. They've been. You look at Epic, and we've already talked about them expanding Epic Universe and all this other stuff, and they are being so aggressive as a company right now, and it's all power to them. Like, I mean, it makes it, as fans of Universal, we've got to be happy for it.
Yeah. I just wish they would build
Heck
something near. I mean, I know Bedford's nearer than Orlando, but everything always ends up like south in England.
Yeah.
Build things
Well,
up
isn't
north.
that where the majority of the population and the tourism is?
Yes.
Not really. Well,
yeah, it is.
The population, no. Tourism, yes, because people just think that London's the only place, and London is not the only place. I will be diplomatic there.
Anyway.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. And finally, Universal have made Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure no smoking parks. Whoop, whoop. The smoking areas for these parks can be found outside of each park's entrance. And I know, Lee, that you said that you did have a complaint about that
We did.
during our
Yep.
last trip, but I guess they're enforcing it now.
I don't know, because it's been made no smoking for about 6 weeks at this point, and there was a huge sign. So where the tip board is, at the top of port of entry, there's a big sign there saying this park is now smoke free. The nearest smoking area is to the right of the entrance, outside of the park. So we were going to do some recording for the podcast, and we're like, oh, do you know what? We'll go down on that jetty that looks out over the lagoon, because we've never been able to go down there because it's always full of smokers. So we go down there, and it's full of smokers.
Who've walked past these signs.
And smokers, not
But
vapors.
it also
smokers.
says vaping is also part of that.
But yeah, but it was people actually smoking. It's rare. You
I
don't
know.
see people smoking
know.
as much. So we actually...
But
I got my Karen hat on, and I did tweet Universal.
you know, and it's like, to be one of those people, like, vaping is as invasive as well. In fact, probably more so because that cloud is ridiculously large. But people thinking that they're being clever by having a quick vape, but then they blow down over. Well, vape smoke rises.
But anyway, Universal, I'm happy Universal have done this, because that's where we're at in the world now. I'm assuming Epic is smoke-free right from the start. I'm assuming
I think
it must
so,
have been.
yeah.
I did see a post. I don't remember where it was, if it was just randomly on one of the public groups, or maybe one of my travel agency private groups. But I did see something where they talked about how when they first rolled this out, they were kind of loosely enforcing it, but starting, I don't remember when it was, but starting such and such date, they were going to be strictly enforcing it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I know it sounds like we're killjoys, but this is, it's for everybody's enjoyment.
I've always said I find it strange how they made that area down by the lagoon the smoking area, because it's one of the nicest places in the park, and the average person isn't going to go down there because they don't want to breathe all that in. But anyway, sorry if you think I'm being a Karen, but
No.
Universal has said it's smoke-free, and it should be.
Yes.
yeah, I agree. Well, we shall see. Let us know if you guys experience this recently and can verify that it is now being enforced. All right, Tracy, we got some more birthdays.
We do. We have July babies. So we've got 3 of them. And we are going to start off. July the 2nd is Robert Zellman's birthday. Happy birthday, Robert.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And birthday twins, July the 7th. We're going to start with Rachel Hoffmeyer. It's your birthday, Rachel. Happiest birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And also the 7th is Grace Wood's birthday. Happy birthday, Grace.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Someone had to have a Chris birthday.
Yeah. I hope you all have fantastic birthdays and lots of cake and balloons.
Balloons?
Balloons.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Special.
absolutely.
Cool.
Can I have brownies on my birthday?
Of course you can.
Pot ones.
Okay, good. Thanks for that, Lee. Okay, that is going to wrap up the podcast. Don't forget, we want you to rate your Freeze Ray Pops and send in your recordings, as well as send us your How Bad is Fast and Furious Supercharged jokes.
Please, because we haven't got any, or if we did, I've lost them. So if anybody sent some in and you haven't heard them, please, look, it's been... my brain has been on Epic Universe for the last 2 months at this point.
Yes,
so
true. We'll forgive you.
If you have some, send them in, please.
Yeah. Just send those to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. See you next week for the second part of our Epic Universe review.
That's the end of another Stella episode of UUOP. Use the Flu Network to give you access to us on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, TikTok, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. And check out our blog at uuopodcast.com for everything else. Send your owls to us at podcast@uuopodcast.com. And if you want to join the Producers Club, jump down the warp pipe at uuop.supercast.com. It's alive on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and everywhere else the podcasts are found. So please subscribe, rate, and review wherever you can. Dragons aren't the only way to get around. Email Michelle at portkeyvacations.com. She can take care of all aspects of your next Universal Orlando vacation. Listen to them, Children of the Night, the children of the UUOP network. Rush of Fear, Halloween Horror Nights podcast, the theme park duo for all your West Coast news and info, the Taste of Universal, Universal Orlando food podcast, and the Portkey Passport, an adult-centric Disney podcast. Make sure to subscribe and come back next week because in the end, it turns out all we needed was a little more of this.